more structured videos. I have over 500 videos on this channel, never mind the videos that I have uploaded on several other channels. So I have quite a repertoire, and to the point where I had to remove some because I felt like I was over-educating people, or maybe the world just wasn't ready for me yet. Don't you feel like when you're teaching sometimes it could be where the world just wasn't ready for that information, or they weren't like on that higher level or whatever, and you just gotta like shut it down and keep it for yourself and your own tribe and the people that you care about and that care about you. So I will make sure I gotta block this because I'm gonna be riding. Eventually I'll get a screen holder. And as you can tell by the title, Land of the Hypocrites. Like, what can you listen to? This is all the channels on the radio, just to show you how we were all raised under the same umbrella, right? It's either this channel, we got 94.5, which is all. This is why the kids are effed up in the head. Twerk, twerk, twerk. How about work, work? Stay out of jail. You twerk, twerk. How about 106.3? This is more of the rocker one. I'm actually liking this station more than some of the other ones because this is like classier music now. When I was younger, I couldn't appreciate this type of music. It's either that. Everything Espanol. You got how many? You got one station. I'm in the zone now where the reception is alright. You got this. It's like okay, you know. So basically, we all listen to similar stuff. We all were exposed to similar things. So I'm just gonna have to block you guys because I am on the road. And yes, I do in-house videos too. So many different kinds. You guys already seen my work, I think, by now. And it just depends, right? And of course, you know, some people don't mind just listening to me too, right? Sometimes I'm a little tired. So, you know, my voice will lag a little bit, which is another thing. You know, people will have something to say even about your cadence and the way you speak, right? So some people, it could be too fast. I remember talking to some people maybe from Ohio, the Midwest or whatever, and me, when I'm, you know, like active or I'm like awake, you know, I'm not exhausted after a long day, I have some energy in me still, like I'm talking like, you know, hence the name Dash, right? Because I'm like on the go, right? Kind of thing, right? I just move fast, I think fast, I move fast, all that, right? But some audiences, their brains work a little slower. People are not always on that, you know, rah-rah, you know, New York minute type of time. So I've learned too, you know, educating and being a better communicator as well too, is to slow down my tempo. And then when you try to do that for some people, they think you're being too slow or that you're stoned or something. I'm like, you can think whatever you want, right? But this is definitely the land of hypocrites, because imagine being an outsider. Imagine being someone from another country or another planet, I don't know. And they're looking down and they're seeing this country where each state literally is like acting like a separate entity. And I guess in some jurisdictions, right, depending who you're talking to, some people are like, yeah, they're technically separate countries or whatever. Yeah, whatever, that's semantics. But what's happening is that you got like people like it's just territory. Oh, you're from this, hating people from other states or the north and the south. I'm like, oh my gosh, has the Civil War ever ended? I can't tell. I can't tell, guys. And in most countries, and when you read history, I've noticed a lot too, because I've been reading some history. I kind of shared a little bit with the Dutch West India Company. Most people only heard of the Dutch East India Company. Okay, and you'll notice too, it would be like the Dutch against the French. You got Spain against damn near the whole freaking world. Even Spain and Portugal go at it. I'm American, but I have family, they hail from Portugal. And I get lumped in the same category sometimes, right? With Spanish people. But we got our own history and our own issues too, because obviously there are different tribes. Because Spain, or whoever they call Spain, used to be Hispaniola. It was different terms years ago. Pretty much tried to take over the whole Iberian Peninsula to themselves. They literally gave Portugal a little tiny slither in the islands. Like, what the F is that? Like, and then go to other countries and they already have other territories. So obviously, Spain has done an inquisition, and I feel bad for some people. They get confused. Because a lot of people who are who think they're Spanish, they're really Native Americans who've been conquered and given the Spanish language, and still, clinging to their oppressors' ideologies, right? And when you hear like the stories of histories, it was like, Dutch against this, or English. It was more like their nationalities, almost like Americans versus whatever. You didn't hear no black, white, none of that stuff. It's only in America where people are treating each other just like colors. And now all of a sudden, nationality doesn't matter, which is what is stamped on your passport and everything else, right? It's like, it doesn't really go into, oh, you're this color. It goes into what nationality you are. And people are getting that very twisted. And they start harping on all their oppressors' talking points. Even the point of illegal immigrants and all of this stuff. Let me tell you, there's so much history in legends too. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, the color has nothing to do with it. And you can say, oh, I was number one, this one's number one. But there were other beings and other species and other entities and other nations, like millennia, like so many before, like the current events. So I think people get like really weighed down on the current events of things. And most people don't give a shit about their neighbor. But when it comes to certain political talking points, they're quick to band together and like dogpile another person, which is funny, especially with some communities who don't like it being done to them, who want to make all these campaigns for reparations. Now you're going to look at other nationalities and you're going to call them all these names. It's pretty sad when you see the descendants of people who made the mess go at it when they had nothing to do with it. They're just casualties. They're just byproducts. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't first person anything. And people in other countries, that's why they're pulling out from America. And I'm seeing that in a lot of businesses where they don't want to do business with the United States anymore. They see the politics. And so what's happened is that the people who are living in the United States are only doing it to yourselves. Like, regardless of what you think is this or that, the fact that it seems that from the outset that people just seem to cannibalize each other and cause more problems with each other, like, it makes the whole unit as a whole look very unstable. So I guess maybe that's probably why Abraham Lincoln was so stressed on keeping the union together, right? Because what does that say? If your house is not in order to other people, So I'm noticing that too, where some high-level manufacturers and vendors are like, yeah, and plus the tariffs. A lot of people think that's a good idea. That's a horrible idea. It's like, the math is not mathing, boys and girls. And we source a lot of good products when I go to high-end places and they have fresh foods and products that don't have all the chemicals that they allow in the United States to be put in their food. It's almost like they want to dissuade. They're punishing Americans. Okay, this administration is very DL about it, how they're doing it. They make you think they're helping you, and it's really interesting. You have to be able to see it, I guess. Like, making it seem like they're helping you, but if anything, it's just penalizing you to get in products source that are natural, organic, or that you can't find in the United States, and they want you just to have the stuff here, kind of things, because they're taxing any vendors. They're trying to they try to make it sound like, oh, they should just buy from us and they just, import their stuff. Like, yeah, if you're selling it, you're making a profit, obviously, and it's making you uber exclusive, right? I mean, a lot of people's high-end products do come from Europe in certain countries, right? So, I mean, nothing wrong with that. And we have products, that's always been the history of America. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem, and they brain trained everyone to think it's okay. So, a lot of high-end vendors are saying, no, that's not going to work, right? So, that's limiting our commerce power, right? It's making it where the United States is not being taken seriously or respected. And it's inadvertently taxing the people in a way and limiting their resources. And years ago, people used to flip out over being taxed too much. Now no one really bats an eyelash. Now they're like, oh, tariffs are good, it's bringing all this money. How's it helped your pocket? And all the false promises of, oh, your refund's going to be bigger than ever. It's all just fake promises, promises. I guess that's all America loves, right? Just like the dollar bill, right? A fake promise to pay. It's all an IOU. You're like, I'll catch you on the flip side kind of thing. But it's limiting a lot of the much needed products because there's so many regulations where you got local farmers who used to be forced to use Roundup and all the lawsuits and all the land